Well, better not ask for some feedback while at work, or definitely don't give any. It's time now for the other view. So, according to a new report in the Wall Street Journal, the word feedback is simply too triggering. Yeah, triggering. So, bosses are now calling it feed forward instead. Let me offer you some feed forward on your terrible job performance, right? And that's not all. Speaking of performance reviews are now connect sessions. You had a terrible year at work, so let's have a session to connect and discuss. All right, joining us now to discuss, I'm not going to give anyone feedback at all, is our panel Project 21 volunteer, Whitley Yates, an outreach coordinator for the California Family Council, Sophia Laurie. Great to have you both here with us. Sophia, I'm going to start with you. When my producer Brett was telling me about this, I actually laughed out loud. I thought he was teasing me about a great thing to talk about on The Other View. This is absolutely bonkers. Somehow it seems that if the left simply changes the word, then the reality of what's happening is somehow different. What's going on?
Well, exactly. We're seeing all kinds of words being changed, but that doesn't change what the reality is. And with the word feedback, like you said, I laughed when I saw the headline as well. You know, if you're a good employee, you're going to want feedback. You're going to want to learn how to become an even better employee. So hearing the word feedback should not be causing anxiety, or it should not be a triggering word. It's the word that we need in order to have the best companies and best businesses in our society.
Yeah, and Whitley, how is then this feed forward thing suddenly not going to be triggering after a certain point? Because I'm hoping at the end of the day, if an employee still needs guidance and needs to get better at their job, they're still going to get what used to be called feedback, but it's just going to be called something different. How are we going to then have to change it to a different name in a decade or so?
No, this is more feel better failure. That's kind of what they're perpetuating, because the truth is you're coddling critique. At the end of the day, if people have an issue with what they're doing, they should perform better. And the feedback is simply just a critique on that. So what happens when you coddle critique? Well, you get some social incompetence. So you get employees who are doing a terrible job that need to have stronger work ethic and things of that nature feel like how they're performing is not that bad. What we shouldn't be doing is making people feel better about the failures that they've had. Now, I'm not saying we don't empower them, but the truth of the matter is, whether it's feedback or feed forward, you're still telling them that there is some constructive things that they need to do to be better. And I don't think that coddling society by changing words from back to forward really make a difference.
I think coddling is exactly the right word. Sophia, I think that if someone is a worker, you're going to want some tough feedback. You're going to want some tough interaction. But I think we're now training younger generations to not be tough anymore. So then as this goes forward, 5, 10, 15 years and beyond, it sounds like Americans and our workforce are going to be incredibly soft and not able to compete globally.
Yeah, this shouldn't be a shock at all. I mean, we are now seeing kids when they're younger getting participation trophies in sports instead of getting trophies based off of how well they performed. So it's no shock that we now have a society that the word feedback is too harsh of a word. It should just be a normal word used in a workplace. And I think we're just going to continue to see things go this way if we don't put a stop to it.
I think that's a great point. I want to quickly get to this. I think we have some time. All right, totally different topic here. Travel. We all know it can be a nightmare. So are you sick and tired of packing all those clothes for your next trip? Well, you don't have to if you fly Japan Airlines. The airline launching a new service called Anywhere, W-E-A-R, Anywhere, which allows passengers to rent clothes. Ew, from the airline. The clothes then show up at your destination. I think you got my response. Ew is gross. Even, certain companies where you can rent dresses and things, that just kind of skeeves me out. I don't know, Whitley, what do you think?
I think it's really strange that an airline wouldn't want the baggage fees associated with people traveling with baggage, but instead they'd rather rent you clothes. I think that airlines should stick to what they do best, which is transporting people from point A to point B in an airplane safely. I think they should stick to that only and leave retail for those that are in it. I won't be renting any clothes from any airlines from people, especially that from an airline.
Exactly. Sophia, I know you're a fashionable gal, and I love fashionistas, Whitley. Can't imagine how many options you'd actually have to choose from. Because if I'm going on vacation, I'm very particular about the outfits I pack. I can't imagine that these would be necessarily chic ensembles.
Exactly. I don't think they would be chic.
Okay, guys, we're going to take a quick break. Mitch McConnell is speaking right now.
The House. Mitch McConnell.
All right, that's okay. Just the end there of Mitch McConnell speaking, and of course we will keep you updated on exactly what he was talking about. Again, this as we anticipate House Speaker Kevin McCarthy to be launching an impeachment inquiry to President Biden.
Are they gone? Because I still think that's fascinating, the whole feedback. Oh, we're going to do feed forward.
Oh, the feedback. And it's so silly. Okay, let's bring him back.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Hey, you two. Yeah, no, Whitley and Sophia, we have, Bob here. We have a little time. Sorry to cut you off. We have about a minute left. But let's bring Bob in here on the conversation of like the silliness of these words.
Yeah, I think Sophia is right.
Words.
Sophia, I agree with you that it's the everybody gets a trophy idea. Mm-hmm. So you don't want to, you know what? If you don't get a trophy, maybe you need to work harder. Maybe you need to play better. To get a trophy, but that's not what these people were brought up on. So if you criticize them, Sophia, they're just the poor little feelings are hurt.
Yeah, your feelings shouldn't be hurt when you're just being told how to do a better job to make your company that you're working for more successful.
Yeah. All right, Whitley. Last word from Whitley. You always have a good one to take us out.
My last word is when you're hired by a company to perform, you going into that position, you should expect to perform. So whether they're giving you feedback or feed forward, if it's constructive, do what's necessary to maintain that paycheck.
Whitley Yates dropping that mic, as she always does. We appreciate it. And Sophia Lory, so happy to have you with us on The Other View. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.